all across the country. Cases are exploding, and it is really happening in this, we call it this red belt. Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, Arkansas, Texas. Joining us right now is Dr. Alexea Gaffney. She's an infectious disease specialist. And just so people understand how maddening this is, Doc, you have the governor of Texas, this idiot, Greg Abbott, who now is threatening to pull the liquor license of restaurants that require COVID vaccination proof to enter the restaurant. I mean, but he's the same person begging neighboring states, hey, can you take free up ICU beds for citizens of Texas? I mean, that to me is the stupidity, where you have school districts and restaurants trying to be responsible, and this idiot, running after all these right-wing lunatics, is saying, oh, I'm going to snatch your liquor license. And in Austin, I just saw the story. 2 restaurants in Austin, Texas, have stopped doing it because the Texas Alcoholic Beverage Commission threatened to pull their liquor license.
Unbelievable. These people literally have blood on their hands, and they're completely unbothered by it. And apart from their political gain, it's like, what is the sense in all of this? Why would you put people's lives on the line? Why would you now put children's lives on the line? And why would you do it so willfully and so maliciously? What is being done here is absolutely dangerous. And when school districts and businesses try to work around these mandates, or really the lack of any sensible mandates, they're now being punished for it. It's despicable. Right now, we're seeing more pediatric hospitalizations for COVID-19 than we've seen in the entirety of the pandemic. And it is, as you said, it's in the red states. It's in the places in the country where there are the least amount of individuals vaccinated or fully vaccinated for COVID-19. And children 12 and under, or under 12, can't yet receive the vaccine. So in these southern states where children have already returned to school, where teachers may not be vaccinated, where it's unlawful to enforce a mask mandation, we're seeing schools shut down already within the first 2 weeks or within the first 3 days of school because of outbreaks and rampant exposure to COVID-19. And it is dangerous, and it is life-threatening. This whole false notion that children were not at significant risk for COVID-19 infection in the early phase of the pandemic was simply true and unfounded. When COVID first hit the United States, we pulled our children out of school and we protected them. So we closed up the spaces where children most rampantly spread infection, and we protected them. So we did not see cases. And now people are trying to utilize or falsely utilize this data, give a false impression that children can sort of withstand COVID-19 infection, and we've thrown the children into the fire. Even though most children may do well with COVID-19 infection, it is completely senseless that any child should lose their life to this infection when it can be prevented, when it can be avoided. And they are pulling out all the stops to pretty much ensure that people will get sick, be hospitalized, and die from this infection. And it is senseless, and it's dangerous, and it's very disheartening to see as a healthcare professional.
Here are 2 tweets that I think sums it up. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee announces executive order that allows parents to opt out of local mask mandates imposed by school boards and independent health departments. This happens on the same day that he activated the National Guard to help hospital care for COVID patients.
This is, cognitive dissonance at its finest. And why are we allowing the parents to choose for their children when the parents do not know any better? How can these parents decide that they know better than public health officials, that they know better than epidemiologists, that they know better than physicians, that they know better than scientists and actual researchers, not the people sitting on their toilet bowl Googling and watching Facebook videos and watching YouTube videos, but the people who have actually studied and understand how a pandemic works, how an epidemic works, how we can control the spread of infection. How we are deferring to parents who don't have their children's best interests at heart is beyond me. And in our communities, we've seen people have their children removed from their care or removed from their custody for lesser offenses. And we have these people who are willfully putting their children's life and health and well-being on the line to I don't even know why they're doing this. It's not to prove a point. It's really just to defy the people who have their best interests at stake. So now we have some folks who are really looking out for the best interests of everybody, and then we have other people who are just willfully defying that. And we're at a complete split, and it's costing people their lives. You have healthcare professionals who are burning out, especially in and around the Tennessee area. You have healthcare professionals saying, listen, we did all we could in the first wave of this pandemic, and we're doing all we can right now. But right now we're exhausted, we're burnt out, we're ready to quit, and we're just over it because all of this is preventable. And so it's literally like a civil war that's going on between those who are trying to protect the health and well-being of both the vaccinated people and the unvaccinated people, and those who are vulnerable but not yet candidates for vaccine, i.e. our children, and some of the most vulnerable adults in our population. And you have the people on the other side who just don't frankly seem to give a damn. There's not a better way to say it.
Dr. Gaffney, we always appreciate it. Thank you so very much. One of the reasons why we continue to have black health experts on here and not what I call all of these Google physicians.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Thank you for having me on, Roland.
I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Thank you very much. You do the same. Avis, on that particular point, I'm really sick of these people who don't even know what the hell is in an Advil. But when their damn head hurts, they'll take an Advil. But all of a sudden, they want to question a COVID vaccine.
I mean, really, for real. It's so infuriating because it's not like we can just take these people and plop them on an island someplace so that they could just infect each other and have a good old time with spreading around the Delta variant and every other variant that's going to come as a result of their stupidity. Okay. No, unfortunately, they're mixed among us. And when you have them in governor's offices, where they are literally, I would believe, honestly, they're just playing this for their own political gain. To me, it just boils down to nothing less than plain evil. Because this type of ridiculousness, where on the one hand, you're going to undermine the success of businesses for you to make a political point, while at the same time, you're putting people's lives in danger and asking other states to clean up your mess for you, is absolutely ridiculous. You know, I really hope people are paying attention and somehow are able to overcome all the challenges that's going on with the voting laws in Texas right now to be able to get this complete, insane evildoer and any others like him out of office.
Congo, I get a kick out of the folks who say, oh, absolutely not. I'm not taking a vaccine. And I had somebody who was saying that for me, look, I got God protected me. And the person responded, so when you get sick, you going to the church?
That's a good one. That's a good one. Look, the way I see it, I say, you know, God sent us the scientists and the doctors that helped create the vaccine. And so it's like, where do you really want to draw the line as it relates to how much you're going to look to the sky, you know, for assistance? At the end of the day, it's really sad because what Dr. Gaffney said, which is really important for us to pay attention to, is the fact that kids were generally protected last year because we kept them home. Now we're just throwing them out there. And like they say, when two elephants battle, it's the grass that gets trampled. And it's really unfortunate. And I think that right now what we're seeing is that these governors, these Congress folks, these guys, if they have kids, none of them, their kids are going to the schools that are going to be affected by it. They're in private schools that have mask mandates, and they're completely separated from everything that's going on. As Dr. Weaver said, these people are evil, and I don't know if enough voters who support them are going to wake up. And if we don't get this voting rights issue fixed, these guys are going to end up staying in power for the long term, and we're going to have more deaths. And so we need to get up. We need to act up. We need to hit the streets. And I commend all of the businesses that are out there trying to make the right decisions, who are fighting these governors. And yes, Texas Supreme Court sided with Abbott. This might go to the higher courts, and I'm hoping that, given some of the things that we saw with Coney Barrett, we might be able to get some justice with the Supreme Court to some of these cases, make it there. Fingers crossed, but it shouldn't have to get this far.
Tell you, it's crazy, Mike Brown, and I swear, I'm telling you, I was at the Kim Babyface Music Soul Child concert. I dropped in Houston, and the sister comes up to me from Arizona, and she's like, why won't you have people on your show who give the other side of the story? I said, I'm sorry, what's the other side? She says, well, I'm not vaccinated. I said, well, first of all, back the hell up. Her ass unvaccinated, got a mask dangling from her wrist. I said, I need you to back your ass up. And she says, well, you know, I have a pharmacist, and he doesn't believe in the vaccine. I said, well, first of all, he ain't a doctor. I said, that's the first thing. But she said, it's the other side of the story. I said, yeah, death, that's the flip side. I'm telling you, it's been tripping me out, the folks I've been running into. But I literally told her, back your ass up. You ain't going to be in my face talking to me about you ain't taking the COVID vaccine with a mask dangling from your damn wrist. Back the hell up. Go on, back up.
You know, I find it interesting. I'm wondering, clearly, I think we saw some of the footage last week, and I think you may have even shown some of the footage in Tennessee, and it's like a school board meeting, and the people in the parking lot were obviously yelling at folks that wanted to support the mask mandate. And I'm wondering this correlation between, you know, I hate to assume, but I'm assuming those were Trump supporters in the parking lot, and then with black folks that are not Trump supporters, that are still believing in the same conspiracies that the Trump supporter is. I mean, it's very interesting to me how that has occurred in this political dynamic. I mean, for example, I don't even know if some of these Trump supporters know, or even black folks that are believing in some of these conspiracy theories, Trump got the shot. He got vaccinated.
Yep.
You know, he wanted to protect himself. Why he doesn't tell the world that, or doesn't do his own PSA? Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we all know because they like talking to stupid people. That's what they like doing.
Folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment. Seek.com, we're partnering with them, of course. We appreciate their support right here on Roland Martin Unfiltered. Check out a couple of their products that you can take advantage of.
And you're watching us on Seek.
What's going on? This Quavo Huncho, but right now you in the Huncho's world. Please let the music play.
Enjoy the Seek.com video by using one of their virtual reality headsets. All you do is just pop your phone right here into the VR headset and enjoy the content. You can also take advantage of their 360-degree headphones. These headphones here come in a couple of colors, black and gold, but then also all gold. And so you can check these out. If you want to use our promo code to get a discount, it's RMVIP21, RMVIP21. Then, of course, a portion of the proceeds comes back to Roland Martin Unfiltered, which allows for us to fund the show. And so this is a black-owned company, and we certainly believe in supporting black-owned companies. Mary Spio is the founder. And so, again, go to Seek.com and use the promo code RMVIP21.